Welcome to Intuitive Art Sales. This is the show where I, Jessica Craddock, am going to teach you how to source your art marketing from within. You're going to practice claiming that authentic art business that you want and leading into the most natural way for you to get there. You're going to learn to get connected to your intuition, your confidence, and your community so that you can sell your art consistently while holding strong boundaries on your work-life balance. Welcome back to Intuitive Art Sales. I'm here with Abby Anderbard, and her work is a mirror of herself, where she's at in her life. Currently, that's illustrated through flora and fauna, such as ravens, and also reflective elements such as mirrors. She's just starting to understand where she's at so that she can decide what she wants to do next. She described it as, I'm at the beginning stages of creating consistency and getting a handle on my time and where my energy gaps are. And her natural mode as a human being is to go, 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 and then crash for that same amount of time that she was going. And she's really wanting to figure out how to start remedying that so she can do the things that she loves every day, as opposed to the first 2 weeks of the month. Hi, Abby.
Hi.
So, Abby, where do we start? You had said mainly when I asked where you were at, energy. Energy is just not behaving the way that I want it to. And I briefly said, well, maybe that's just your natural energy cycle and we should learn to work with it instead of against it. And you said, but I want to do the things I love every day. So why don't we just explore that a little bit and see what happens? Does that sound good?
That sounds good. I think that at least for right now, that is my current energy cycle. So it can be maybe true and untrue in the end. We'll see, like to where it's like, this is where I'm at right now. And maybe later I will be able to, like I was saying earlier, like a bicycle, like pedal my left foot, go for a little bit and be, extroverted and then stop and rest and be introverted, take in energy for myself so that then I can go exert energy out, interact with people, and then rest again. Right now, it's just like go, 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 go.
But then stop.
Yes, exactly. The balance of the universe.
Well, yes, two sides of the coin. I've been saying that a lot lately. And every time I do, I think of you. So why do you think that is your pattern?
I think it's always been my pattern and it's always caused me problems. I think the same problems for like my whole life. I've
Like
had
what?
sleep issues like my whole life. And it's usually because I would just want to keep going, keep doing, keep exerting. And then my circadian rhythm gets off because my clock, I push it, I try to get too much out of the day. And then I need to sleep and it carries over. And the clock just keeps moving and I can't keep track of time. I can't do well with appointments and stuff like that because I'm not controlling myself. I'm going, that's enough. Like for now, enough. And then rest. And then I can, go again through the cycle. It's just like, I'm just starting to see this. Like I'm 34 now and I'm just really starting to see this. And it's crazy that it's just gone on so long that I didn't really realize that the way that I'm unbalanced is there. That's where it is. And it's affecting everything.
Do you think you mentioned sleep being part of almost the cause and the effect? The reason why you go,
Cycle.
you don't sleep, but then you haven't slept. So then
You
everything
need to sleep
off.
Mhm.
Right.
because you crashed then.
Right. So do you think it's as simple as if I had a non-movable sleep schedule, would that solve everything? Or is it more
Oh,
than that?
I've tried this before. like in therapy and doctors and stuff. And it seems to be that I have a really hard time controlling it to where I'm
Mm.
like, I want to keep going. And it's, what does it say in the ADHD book, Driven to Distraction? It's something like you are a race car with really bad brakes. It's like that. It's like when you step and you put your foot on the pedal, you go 200 miles an hour, and it's very hard to put on the brakes. It's about like learning to say, like, I'm going to be able to go again later, so I can stop now and say enough now. But I've never thought about it that way before.
When you said that, I got really sad. I was
What
like,
part?
but I wanna keep going. Like,
Hmm.
I'm not
Yeah.
done yet."
Like having a dopamine deficiency says, no, keep going. Keep going. I don't have enough yet. No, keep going. And then there's no stop. It's just a little harder. So, like once I understand like what that means now for me, I think now I can really start practicing enough just for now. It's enough for now. I will get more soon. I will get more soon because it's a lot of like what you've kind of taught me through this, like the meetings we've had with each other since I started, where I had this fear of like, I have to do the whole task for my art for the day. Like, I know I need to finish it because I won't come back to it. That's not true, is what we've discovered. And like, it's like, just go for a piece of time and then stop for a piece of time. And then it will like cycle back around. And I just could not see it before. So I felt like it's not going to start up again. That makes me want to cry, actually. Like, it's not going to start again. I have to finish. Like, I have to keep going because if I stop, it's not going to start again. But that's not true. Like, everything is like a cycle and it does. So I feel like if I can practice this in my business and I can practice it in my sleep, I can practice it in my interactions with people, I can practice it everywhere. Like, I think it'll build this pathway in my brain. I think it's the same pathway. So I'm
Mhm.
kind of excited now that I see it.
Okay, so let's talk about it a little bit more tangibly. So,
Yeah.
what are let's go with 2. What are 2 things, examples of maybe things you wanna do or that you have done that you felt like, "I can't stop because I won't start again"?
I get stuck painting a lot. That's a really easy one to envision. Just be sitting there going, no, maybe I need a little bit more. Maybe I need to milk this experience a little bit more. And then I'll just overwork a piece. I think that's a lot of what, when people get stuck overworking art, could be a reason behind it. It definitely is for me. It's like, I don't want this to be over. I can't stop. That
Is it a
needs to
fear of
keep
not
going.
starting again, or is it a fear of I don't know if fear is the right word, but like I need to finish?
It's like I need to keep moving kind of feeling.
Okay, so painting is one example. What's another
Yeah.
example?
You could use overworking in a lot of senses here, I suppose, like in marketing as well. So, like creating an Instagram story and then just milking that experience, going, I'm really enjoying putting the music to this. Maybe I can add another thing to this. Maybe I can add another thing to this. It really didn't need all that. I really didn't need to spend an hour and a half messing around with this. I had a really good time, but it was a little too much. Like I had a time limit on this for a reason. Maybe the next thing is going to be fun too. Like, move on. No, my brain says no,
No, that will be fun. No, this is the only fun thing ever.
only fun.
But also, I like you are delving deep into things that are fun.
That's true.
Like, it's
Yeah.
not all check boxes here. Like, the creativity and the movement and the from
Hmm.
start to finish and all of those things
Hmm.
are your dopamine. I think that we should maybe reframe it as maybe a gift. Like, so many
Yeah.
people trudge through this stuff and are like, "I have to. I need to be more consistent. I need to do this because someone said to." And what I hear
Mhm.
you saying is, I like this. I want to keep going.
That's true.
That's pretty cool.
I like it, but I think I'm doing it in an unhealthy swing to
Mm.
where I'm taking too much because I'm afraid I'm not going to give it to myself again tomorrow.
So you mentioned earlier, Abby's in my consistent income program, that you had been practicing doing pieces of things as opposed to trying to do the whole thing. Have you proven to yourself that you will start again and you will get it later? Or is that something that's still a concept that you're trying to grasp?
It's there in reality now. It feels like I have a bit of a physical pattern laid down in my brain now. It feels like I have like hope and trust that it will be there tomorrow. It's just that it's not, I'm not referring to that pattern everywhere else in my life when I know that actually I should be. And
Hmm.
so it still crops up in places. And I'm like, oh no, what's going on here? It's the same thing. The
Well, it's a
same thing.
lifelong habit, in your words. It's
Yeah.
something that you've done for your whole life. And
Everywhere.
you've been with me for about 2 months now. So the amount of time is, let's say, 60 days compared to 34 years. It's going
Yeah,
to
it's
take
going to
some
take,
time to rewire that. And there's, the whole science behind 21 days of a habit and yada, yada. So, like, progress is being made.
yeah, I feel it.
And I'm not trying to prove to you that progress is being made. You're telling me progress has been made. But you also came on this call and said, I am trying to get a handle on my time and where my energy gaps are. And my natural mode is to go, 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 and then crash for the same amount of time. Is that you just gurgitating how you naturally behave, but you are starting to change those patterns? Or is it something crashing into your energy sphere that you're
It's, I'm seeing it now, I think is what it is. Like I wasn't really tracking it before as the same thing repeating over and over and over again. So it's like it's still happening because I still kind of stuck at it because I just started seeing it. Yeah. So it's like an awareness thing. Like it's still happening. I can't do like I can do a little bit, like I have like a tiny little muscle to work against it right now. And I see it. So it's like I think it's Neil Gaiman who says something like your taste as an artist is like way bigger than your skill when you first start out. And you're like, I want it this good. I can see what it can be like, but I can't do it yet. So I like need time and practice to just be like, no, and then stop myself and rest. And then I can start again on exerting effort towards something, interact with others, whatever it is for my kind of like extrovert half. And then next step to do introvert half. But my natural mode has been for so long to just be like out, out, go out. No, keep going out. No, keep putting out, keep doing that until you don't have anything left. And then you crash for the same amount of time. And it's still happening that way because the pattern is everywhere in my life. And the fact that I can see it doesn't mean that I like can fix it so quickly, which is
right.
embarrassing because I'm
Oh,
gone for so long from, listen, social media resting in that crash period when I know and have this vision of I'm going to get there. I'm going to be able to be more measured in my energy as I go along, but I'm not there yet. And it just does feel kind of embarrassing to lack the skill in the area that you will have later.
first of all, I can't make you not feel embarrassed, but
Yeah.
I would like to express for myself and most likely anyone who's listening, no one is like, ooh, she doesn't know how to manage her energy correctly. Like, nobody's doing that.
Right. And nobody's paying attention really anyway.
Nobody's listening anyway.
Right. Like, does anybody really know that I haven't been on my Instagram in like a week and a half, 2 weeks? No.
Hey there, lovely listeners of Intuitive Art Sales. It's Jessica Craddock, your guide to navigating the exciting world of marketing from an authentic place. I have a special request for you. I have shared tips and insights and stories on how to connect with your intuition, boost your confidence, nurture your community, and maintain those all-important boundaries to create a fulfilling work-life balance. And the amount of support you have shown me is incredible, and your feedback is invaluable. So here's the ask. Would you please take just a few moments to leave a rating and a review for Intuitive Art Sales? You can share your thoughts, your breakthroughs, or simply why you love tuning in. It is this little small action that can have a big impact on artists worldwide, just like you. And I also want to say thank you for being a part of this family and for helping me find others who need help on their creative path. Your unique voice matters, and together we're making the world a more inspired and vibrant place. So with so much gratitude, thank you for rating and reviewing us on your favorite podcast platform. It means the world to me. Okay, so let's shoot into the future for a minute, because you said I keep seeing all these patterns showing up in all these different ways. So if you were to have a perfect week, let's go with a whole week because day doesn't seem like it's going to do it. And you were starting and stopping, and you were going out and staying in, and resting and exerting, and being perfectly balanced in the way that Abby would love to be balanced. What does that look like? Describe a perfect week for me.
If it was perfect,
I mean,
it
nothing
was
is
a
perfect,
perfect.
but this is imagination, so it's perfect.
Righto. But if it was, it would be, gosh, I'm not going to get there. It's not possible. But if it were, it would be every single thought and interaction that I had would be measured like that. So it would be like, I have a call with Jessica. This is an extroverted thing. Cool. I'm going to go on and talk with Jessica, and we're going to have an interacting sentence where we're interacting with each other. And then right after that, it's like, now I breathe and stop talking and listen and digest what you're saying and think of what I actually want to say, and then come back outwards with you. Like, even in a conversation like this ideal would be like that. And then to train myself to, okay, I just did an external thing. Stop. Now do internal thing where I'm like a good listener instead of blah, 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 like 24/7. A little bit of that first, because that's also me. And then breathe, and then let there be a silence. Maybe the other person has something to say. Take that in, and then digest it. And then next, I can interact and talk out with you again. And it would be like that throughout the entire day.
Hour on, hour off.
Every like micro interaction would be the perfection I would seek. So like even in a conversation on, and then personally off in the conversation, and then on, like sentence by sentence, thought by thought would be the perfect thing. That is definitely like level 1,000, and I'm at level 2. Level 2, 2 weeks on, 2 weeks off. That's where I'm at. Like, if we can get it down by like shave a couple days off over the next month or two, okay.
Yes.
I don't know what a rational, like perfect week would be for me. Something more measured and, oh gosh, less insanely perfect would probably be like, yeah, okay, I've got an event where I can be on, and then I'm going to go be in my studio and nap on the sofa in there for the same amount of time afterwards. So like an hour call, an hour decompression and nap. Like, and then, okay, after that, we're going to exert some energy and we're going to do a paint thing for like 2 hours. And then after that, it's like, okay, we're going back to the sofa and we're looking at pictures on Pinterest of plants and cats and stuff like that. And then, and then we're going to go home and we're going to do chores for an hour. Okay. And then after that, sofa time with husband. I am so very physically like moving when I'm exerting. It's just very important for me to physically stop even. We don't think about that. If you're going, like your body's doing it too.
Okay, so when you're saying on, that includes everything from painting to doing chores to talking to people to being at an event. I think those were all the things you said. So, like,
Exerting energy.
everything,
Yeah.
not just necessarily talking to people, but anything where you are completing or executing something is in the on phase. And then the couch, whatever version of couch, is the off phase.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
So conserving energy or taking energy in time versus out time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And does that need to be on, off, on, off, on, off throughout the day? Or can it be on 4 hours, off 4 hours?
I'm not sure yet, but I know I don't like the 2 weeks on and then 2 weeks off. It'd be nice if I could get it down to 4 on and then 4 off. Gosh, I don't know. I don't know.
So right now you said I'm at level 2. I want to be at level 1,000. So what does level 3 look like?
Level 3 would look like planning in one of the taking in all times after one outward event. It would be like just scheduling like a complementary time slot, space slot, since I'm bad at managing time so far. Space slot. And this space will do like painting for 2 hours, and then we will do in this other space 2 hours of rest. And that's what I think level 3 would be. Just doing that once would be
That
good.
sounds like level 500.
It does.
1,000 was 5 minutes on, 5 minutes off, an hour on, an hour off, like really measured throughout the day. And so level 3 compared to level 2, compared to level 1,000, I think level 3, what you just described,
Oh,
level 500.
but that would be like consistently being able to do that. I think just trying it
Ah,
once and then
one
going out
time.
for like weeks after that is fine. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Let's get to level 3. What's your next outward thing? Well, actually, we're on a podcast episode recording right now. This is your on thing.
Mhm.
Level 3 is for an hour after this, you get couch time.
Yeah.
Can you do that?
Of course. Yeah, I can do that. I've been doing it for like a week and a half. It's my momentum right now.
Okay. Well, we already hit level 3. What's level 5?
Well, it would probably be like, since I've been off, starting a work day back up, where I'm actually using my planner and going to my studio. And it would be doing one thing that's exerting and then one thing that's not.
Great. Yeah. In your planner, you've got 4 things that you can do. And you've got, well, 3 things. And you've got an energetic refill that you can do in between. And you've got a for me that can be one of your bigger breaks. So what you're describing to me is using your planner is level 10.
Yeah, with this.
So today, what are the out things you've done today?
I met with a friend and went on a walk. Out of like exerting energy for me, or like it's more energy to go be out and do something with someone. And then in would be like alone time and not being busy and making myself move and complete a task of any form. So even making a pot of soup is like, wow, I did a thing, even though I really love it and I'm going to be able to sit down on the couch and eat it later. It's like, did you really rest? Like, did you really just sit there and let your husband feed you grapes? Because that's what you need. Like, like, I mean, really, but just like a lot of the time, it's just I'm task to, enjoyable task to task to task. And it's
Gotcha.
ridiculous. Yeah.
Okay. So we're calling your energetic refill for the week couch. You just write that down every day. Couch. You don't have to think about anything or how you're going to do it or what you're going to do. It's just couch.
I am so bad at that. I'll just sit there and be like, I need to do stuff, but I need to practice.
It's like meditating.
Yeah.
Meditating on the couch, but not even
Absolutely.
meditating. It's just like the same idea. So let's make this a level 10, not a level 50. And it's a 15-minute couch time because you just said, I'm not good at that. And I'm going to sit there and I'm going to try to do something else. 15 minutes of non-doing every time we exert.
Because that's how it is. Like it's like 15 minutes exerting. I need 15 minutes to rest. It seems like if I don't make it even, it will build up and then it will tidal wave in the same amount of time.
Yeah. But we're working towards even. But if I said, now you have to go sit on the couch for 1 hour and do nothing, I'm not sure you would do it.
That's true.
So we got to build up.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Instead of starting at level 1,000, we're starting at level 10.
I still feel like it is going to build up into a burnout after, weeks of this, but there's not much I can do about that. You're right. I'm not going to sit there for an hour. I'm going to get antsy. Yeah. So, I mean, what else can I do? This is a good idea.
Level 20 could be on Fridays. I'm not allowed to schedule a damn thing. Excuse the language. So level 20, we're at how about 1 week, 15-minute energetic refill couch. Next week, we add in Friday, no scheduling, fun or otherwise. That doesn't mean you can't do fun or otherwise, but we're not planning or saying I need to or I should or any of that. We're trying to get back that time that we use throughout the week to just be.
Yeah, I think a good thing to throw in there would be to have a no phone day. I don't know if I can, but I usually will start trying to do things with my phone if I have it.
Get to your husband. Say, hubby, I love you. Take this to work with you and don't give it back until 8 p.m.
All my brain says to me about that is the things I could do with the time. Like I could clean the whole house. No, stop.
No.
So the intention would be to try to do the opposite of tasks. What is that? But I need to learn this balance because that's where the burnout's coming from.
What do you do when you're burnt out?
I sleep as much as I need to, but the cycle is still so far off. I usually ghost people, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And I don't check any comments because I don't have the energy to then blast back out at them. So I'm like, oh, crap. And then they build up during that time. But all of the communication builds up during that time because I've been exerting, communicating out the whole time. And then
reply back.
I don't have any energy left.
I had 20 different messages from people on my Instagram DMs today from up to 6 days ago. And I was like, I could not bring myself to go in and even look at them. So today I finally got that back and I was like, oh, no big deal. And I went through all of them, easy peasy, but I'll probably have that for a couple days and then I'll be like,
right.
Give me a couple of days and I'll get back to you.
Yeah, it's like you're on for a little bit and then you're off for a little bit because it's well, you went and then you spent it all and then, you can kind of try to fill the bucket that now is full of hole with some of your energy, but then it's okay, there's not going to be any there. And then you're not going to be able to do that for a couple more days to a week or whatever that is. That's what it's like for me. It's if I don't rest, my bucket's full of holes. And then the resting will repair the holes so I can hold the energy that I'm taking in for myself. But if I don't rest, I'm full of holes. That's what it feels like for energy.
So back to the question, what are you doing when you are not replying and not sleeping?
I worked on my marriage, our relationship. We had some things that we were talking about. So we had lots of conversations this week. And that was really good, but it did take a lot of energy just working on our dynamics and stuff. And it's been really nice, but it takes a lot of energy when you have something that you're going through, you guys just need to chat and work through it. A lot of it was just that, and then being tired, and then logistics of life. I did a lot of like eating meals and resting, and I did watch a couple of shows. So I did some intake, which was nice. I read a book. I read Do Less this last
Yeah.
week that you recommend, and it was nice. And I'm listening to some podcasts as well, like relationship based podcasts, and that's been kind of helping through our week. It's been really nice.
So
Um,
learning.
yeah, some learning, but about like things that have to do. I feel like that is effort actually. Some taking in is also effort if you're using it to then do something later so that I can then puzzle in my head over it. Like there's some things that you could take in for just your pleasure or enjoyment. And then there's some things that you take in so that you can busy in your head with it, right? And the pleasurable things that I did, now I remember, I went on a walk by myself to the park and I took a bunch of seeds from plants and I put them in my pocket. I like these plants and it makes me want to go look for flowers even more just to be like, they don't serve any purpose and they make me happy. Shut up, right? That's more of what I did when it made me actually feel like I was taking care of myself. I was like an important person who wanted to experience something nice while I'm here. That's more of what I need to do on those days. I need to go do it a lot of the time alone because otherwise I will be like, do you need something? Do you need something? Or do you need something in the future? Or you like, I need to do less of the task, mental or real, and
Okay.
more of the collecting seed stuff.
Let's summarize. Things that refill your energy include, I'm calling them I don't agree with this, but non-purposeful seeds, learning, walks alone. I'm going to say cooking. Is cooking a thing?
Yeah, it is some effort, but it makes me happy. So because later I'll get to enjoy it. Yeah. Okay. And some of that. I like soup, especially very cozy thing.
Okay. Soup specifically. Couch.
Mm-hmm.
No phone. No conversation. Okay, so this is what Friday we're in October as of this date of recording, but it will be after this later. But October 27th, that is your day. Okay. Level 10 was 15 minutes after exerting couch. For 1 week, we're practicing it.
As my energetic refill? Okay.
Yep. Level 20, we're skipping 10 levels because we're doing level 10 for a week. Level 20 is Friday off with any of the aforementioned non-activities.
Yeah. Okay. Level 10 is introducing this energetic refill. And then after that, jumping to level 20 and going into a no phone leisure Friday.
It feels like, what are these broads even talking about? But if you can't learn to manage your energy, how are you going to get things done without burning out and crashing and quitting? And so this really is a bigger conversation around reaching your goals through the baby steps. And baby steps for this conversation are learning to manage our energy with the baby steps. So the way that I like to break down baby steps is to find what is that bigger goal, what does that look like, and then what's like a micro version of that we can start to implement one and do it for a little bit, implement another one, but so small that you almost don't even notice that you're doing it.
Yeah.
Maybe even level 20 is like level 50 because that's a big thing. No phone for a day, no activities. Like if you can successfully do that, I will be so impressed.
I have done it before, so I feel like it's not too far out of reach for me. I think I can do it. It's going to be a little hard. I'm not lying. It's going to be a little hard. It is maybe more than level 20, but it's not like I don't have some practice at it and some good feelings from the practice with it. They're there. I mean, the goal is to get to consistent income for myself because I've always had trouble with this. I am 34. I've heard Ricky Gervais, the comedian, actually say this in an interview where he was like, start earning regularly until I was in my mid 30s. And I'm like, I feel the same. Like you have this realization, like you're not consistent. You're not consistent in your life, and you have to start figuring out how you want to be consistent. And it doesn't just happen all at once. And that's how
Right.
I've always tried to do it before. It's like I show up and I'm like, okay, I'm going to be on forever now. It just,
It's how people have said that it works. And so I have to now be on. But it's like you don't have the foundational pieces to be on
balance.
yet.
Yeah. If you don't have the balance of on, off, like you're not going to get consistency in anything, which is why I don't have that consistency. If I go on, off is the equal result.
Right. Okay. So I feel like we solved a lot and nothing all at the same time.
Right on. Couch, though. Thanks for pointing out my love of soap, but I didn't really.
It was funny. So if level 50 on October 27th is not successful, I don't want you to see that as a failure. I want you to come and say, Jessica, I won for 2 hours and then I failed miserably. Okay, so then let's take it back to level 20 and we'll say 2 hours of no phone, non-purposeful, soup only types of things for the next Friday. Because we want to build up the belief and the muscle and the confidence that comes from taking these little steps so that you succeed, so that you see you can do it, so you can do it more. And then it's easier and easier and easier, but you keep adding in harder and harder and harder. So you keep going forward.
I want it.
You are getting it. You are not getting it. Like you're already on that pathway. You've already been doing it.
Yes.
We're just progressing. I don't know if it's the speed or the level or whatever it is, but
it's like the next step, which I couldn't really, I guess, see where the next little push would be. So, and I don't think I would have if we didn't talk about it.
Good.
So that's good.
So art sales, y'all.
It's life too.
It's all intertwined, which is why when I get on the phone with someone for a podcast recording, the very first thing I ask them is not where are you at in your art business, but I say, where are you at in your art business and your art practice and your life? Because they are so interchangeable and so explicitly linked that you can't do one without the other. So sometimes the work that I do with people feels unrelated, but it is. So that's where we're at today. Abby, where do people find you?
Right now, my main platform is Instagram. A little familiar. Right now is my handle on there. I might have underscores in between there. I also have YouTube.
It's A_little_familiar.
Yeah.
Got a little picture of a raven on there. And then you know what your YouTube is?
It's the same. Yeah.
Perfect. Okay, so I'm also going to take just a quick second to say, I'll be on my podcast. You don't have to know what you want. You don't have to know how you want to get there. We might talk about couch time. We might talk about a strategy to sell a series. We might talk about your brand topics. Who knows what we're going to talk about, but I will help you find whatever we need to talk about and we'll go there. So go in the description, find the link, apply. It'll be fun. Thanks, Abby. I appreciate you.
All right. I'll see you around.
All right. Bye, girl.
Bye.
Thank you so much for listening to this episode. If you haven't yet, be sure to hit subscribe so that you can get new episodes loaded straight onto your phone as soon as they're ready. And as an added bonus, when you subscribe, it helps other artists find this advice so we can learn how to make our art more valuable as a community. What could be better than that? And be sure to say hello and let me know you've been listening over on Instagram. My handle is @ArtistMarketCo. I would love to hear from you.